All right, I'd like to call the meeting to order. Let's all stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We have a roll call of the officers, please.
Guzekowski.
Here.
Jackson.
Here.
Rubel. Bowen.
Here.
Deland.
Here.
Wilkers.
Here.
And Riley.
Here.
All right, we have the agenda in front of us. Anyone have any changes, corrections, additions to the agenda? Seeing none, we'll entertain a motion to approve as printed.
I'll make them. All right, you want to go ahead? I'll support it.
Okay.
All right. Motion by trustee Riley, support by trustee Deland. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There are none. That motion carries. Moving on to presentation of the minutes from the January 7th meeting. Corrections, changes to that? If there are none, we'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of January 7th, 2025, and file.
I'll support.
Motion by Treasurer Jackson, support by trustee Bowen. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? There are none. That motion carries. Moving on to consent agenda and communications. We have disbursements totaling $954,110.74. Seeing no questions, we'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda and communications.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda in the amount of $954,110.74, and pay the bills and file.
Motion by Treasurer Jackson. Do we have support?
I'll support.
All right, support by trustee Lokers. Any further discussion?
I have
Roll
one
call on that.
question.
Yes.
It's on page 7. We've got 2 people cleaning. I was just wondering some clarity on why we have 2 people cleaning, why we can't just have one service.
Yeah, so if you look, I mean, it's kind of hard to tell, but over on the far right are the department numbers. So 790 is the library.
Okay.
The library hires their own cleaning service.
So that's not through the county?
Well, we pay for it and then they reimburse us. We
Okay.
bill them for it, so.
Okay.
And then the other one is the office here.
All right, super, thanks.
Other questions? Roll call on that, please.
Jackson.
Yes.
Wilkers.
Yes.
Guzekowski.
Yes.
Bowen.
Yes.
And Deland.
Yes.
And Riley.
Yes.
We have our boards and commissions. We have 2 of them. We have the county road commission meeting minutes from December 17th and also January 21st. Comments or questions on those? We have a motion to receive and file.
I'll make the motion that we receive and file the minutes from the County Road Commission.
Support.
Motion by trustee Deland, support by trustee Riley. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There are none. That motion carries. Moving on to public comment. We have anyone signed up for public comment?
Sorry, I can't read it from there, so I'll just have you say your name and address. Up at the podium, thank you.
Good evening. My name is Ryan McMartin. My address is 3117 24th Street, Port Huron, Michigan. I'm here tonight just to introduce myself and my business to the board and also to the residents. I'm a new business owner. I operate and own Ready Pro Wash Power Washing. We do professional power wash services, window cleaning, gutter cleaning, and various other exterior cleaning maintenance services. And so I was just hoping today to put my name out there and say hello to everybody, and with the board's permission, perhaps even leave some of my business cards on the table if that would be okay.
That'd be fine. What's the name of the business?
Ready Pro Wash?
Ready Pro Wash?
Yes, sir. I serve St. Clair County, Sanilac County, and surrounding areas. And I've been doing a lot of work in the area, both in Port Huron, Kimball Township, and around this area. And I service both residential and commercial properties, and have quite a number of years of experience in the field. And would love an opportunity to either service the board or the members.
Okay, where'd you say you were on 24th?
Right across the street from the fire station.
Oh, okay,
Yes, sir.
gotcha. Good, thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Any others? All right, we'll move on to Chief Gratz's report. We have on page 29, this is a mutual aid system that we have been a part of for quite some time. It allows us to have mutual aid across quite a large area, as opposed to just the normal mutual aid, which is in county. This one allows us to go outside of county. It has provisions in there for reimbursement of costs and things of that nature. We've been a part of this now for, I don't know, 20 years? So
It's quite a while.
it's been a long time,
Yeah.
Questions on that?
We don't want just a motion to accept and move this on?
Yeah, we have to sign the agreement, so on page 45.
Okay.
So yeah, we would need a motion for that. Did you want to make that motion?
Stacy,
Not any question we'd be lost without it, the mutual aid part.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. It's really important.
I'll make the motion that we sign the mutual aid agreement.
I'll support that.
Oh, sorry.
All right, motion by trustee Delant, support by trustee Lokers. Any further discussion? Roll call on that, please.
Deland,
Yes.
Wilkers,
Yes.
Riley,
Yes.
Guzekowski,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Bowen.
Yes.
All right, moving on to new business, phone systems. We've added an additional one, I believe, in here to what we had before. From a budgetary standpoint, do we know where we were gonna pay for this item? You know?
I'm not,
Okay.
Becky knows that, but I don't.
Does anyone have any questions on any of those?
I guess my question is mainly, I'm not having any problem with what I've got, is who's having the issues? That-
It's not as much issues as it is technology. I know that there's something within our phones that's coming to an end. I don't recall what it was, and that's what I have to look up. I do know that anytime we make any extension changes, anything that needs any attention to our phones, it is, at least $150 call. Even just changing extension.
Yeah, but what we did was we did it all at once. Like, we don't call every time we do it.
We try to do it as
We did it all,
sparingly as possible.
all at once.
As far as technology, you need newer technology?
Well,
You don't-
they're,
I mean, they're pretty
Some-
basic phones, you guys do pretty basic operations with them, and they're working now, right?
correct. Mine does not. I will tell you, from my standpoint, for myself, I need, hands-free.
You can get that option on the phones we have.
I was not under that impression.
It's just like an adapter type, you can get them on Amazon. I don't really think this is a lot of money just to accommodate one phone that needs a hands-free. I mean, this is a lot of money.
If you want, wait till Becky, because Becky asked me to put this together, so. I don't know what it is that's changing, there's something to do with the phones. The technology within the phones.
I thought it was like landlines, they're getting rid of
Well,
landlines.
landlines are gone, yeah.
Which these
but
are
that's
not landlines, I don't believe, because if the internet goes out, the office does not have phones, so I believe these are powered through the internet, which is what the new phone system's going to be, so these are okay.
Yeah,
It does
so,
say
I mean,
what we
as-
currently have
Right.
Is our subscription running up? I mean, are we up for a
We
new trip?
we own everything with our
Okay.
phones, we own our lines, we own our numbers.
And even if we got these new phones, we'd still have to have internet.
Right.
We'd still have to have our Comcast.
On top
We
of
still
this.
On top
Yeah, we
of
still have
this, so-
Comcast, we have to have
yeah.
Comcast in the building, I mean, there's
Right.
no
Yeah,
way for us to
so-
operate without having
And that's where our
Comcast.
phones are currently.
All of
through.
our business software works off the internet now,
Yeah.
so, I mean,
Yeah,
internet's not, I mean, that's not optional any longer, I mean, that one's required. Even our, you know, we're slowly moving our document storage over to cloud-based as opposed to server-based, and that sort of thing, so, the internet is definitely something we're gonna maintain. We actually had Comcast increase our speed a while back because we were running into some issues when we were doing meetings outside of the building, like if we were consulting with somebody and they were, you know, doing a Zoom or a Microsoft Meet or whatever, we would have trouble with the internet inside the building, so we had to increase our internet speed.
So mainly the big, for me, one of the things would be, if we're going on lunch and somebody needs a specific department, it can be set up so you just push a button and it goes right to voicemail. I mean, they're not big things. I just know my speaker doesn't work in my phone. I've already switched the phone twice. I've switched to another, pulled out one phone, put in another phone, it still doesn't work, for myself, because it's hard for me to hold up the phone to my earphone.
So I know some of the things we can't do right now is, you know, when you call in, you hear a prompt on the person that's dialing inside. We can't change that prompt. You know, so if we're, you know, if we wanted to say, hey, we're gonna be closed for the holidays, we're closed for Martin Luther King Day, we can't do that without calling and paying a fee to have that done, which is incredibly bizarre to me. But we have no control over that. BSB has to do that. If we wanna change the order of, you know, what the sequence is within that, you know, like, press 1 for this, we can't change that, we have to call BSB for that, so, we can't, you know, now phones are plug and play, so you should be able to take your phone from one location to another, and the extension should carry with it. It doesn't do that now, so anytime we have a seating change inside the office, we have to call BSB and have them reroute the extensions. I mean, it's just an old system that is somewhat archaic. It's been surpassed by technology a long time ago. It still works.
Are we looking to replace BSB as a provider, like out of the 4 proposals?
Yeah, all of these would be
So
a
I mean,
replacement of that.
out of those 4, who's gonna best fit us? It's clear we might need, not need all the phones, maybe a few, but
Yeah.
out of the 4, who's gonna best fit us with price?
So normally what we would receive is, I mean, there's a form that we typically use for expenditures over 500 with a recommendation on who we should go with, along with all the budgetary information so that we know where the money's coming from. So I'll talk with the clerk and have her get that information for us so that we know what's recommended.
she did leave a recommendation, and I don't know
Yeah,
if
Was
this
that her
was in your
recommendation,
mailbox
or was
last week, or last meeting, because
Yeah,
I
we
was
got
sick
it.
last meeting.
We got it back here.
But she did have her recommendations, but should we bring it back closer to when we talk about the budget? So we know when the, I mean, it's,
Oh, the-
somewhere in here, I thought I saw that the software,
Page 50 had all the pricing on it.
okay, yeah, and my page,
one thing I remember is that after-hours emergency calls, we had problems with that.
Well, that was related to
BSB.
UIS. That was not an
Yeah.
issue related to
We
BSB per
subscribe to
se.
that too.
UIS was having some disconnects that were causing basically some notifications in the sewer system. I think most of that's been rectified, but that was an issue on the UIS side.
I see kind of a pricing quote on page 50 there.
But I don't, yeah, I didn't have a spot how to pay for it. Yeah.
Okay, well, we can just, I mean, we'll get some additional clarification, just bring it back.
We file a motion to table it until,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll file that motion.
I'll support that.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There are none. Next, we have a draft budget, so this is just a very basic, I don't have all of the accounts in here, but most of them. So kind of give you an idea of the format. Unfortunately, with the switch to cloud, for some reason, retained notes for the previous year, so some of the notes that you'll see will be doubled up on. So it'll show a 24-25 note and then a 25-26 note. But hopefully it give you a clearer understanding of where all of the monies are coming from and what they're related to through the notes. It's a balanced budget, didn't have any issues with like getting it balanced. Anyone have any questions on it?
I had a question on page 13,
Sure.
the check trust.
13, yep. Okay.
What are all these, pretty considerable payments, what are those?
So
The
trust-
property taxes?
Yeah, trust and agency, basically what trust and agency is, it's monies that we have that belong to somebody else. In this case, the ones that you're looking at there, when someone has a development, they come in and they pay us a fee for
Okay.
engineering costs and all the other costs that could potentially be associated with their project. And anytime those expenses occur, we draw from that. At the end, typically, not always, but typically, there's money left over, and we have to refund that money back to that developer. A lot of times in that same one, you'll see things like we collect property taxes for all the local municipalities. So for the library, for county parks, for drug task force, all those, we're collecting that, and then we have to disperse it back out. Same for the school districts, so you'll see those checks in there as well, which are usually pretty large amounts.
Sure.
Other questions?
I'm gonna have a question. Just because we have 3 new people, are we gonna do a workshop on it like
We can,
we
for
have in
sure,
the
yeah.
past? If
Mhm,
we-
yep.
I mean, when we get closer, when we get ready, that maybe we could have a workshop or something
Yeah.
for it. That wasn't really a question, but that's all.
Okay. Any other questions? All right, we'll move on to union negotiations. So I did include a copy of the agreement so that you could see that. I know many of you probably hadn't seen that yet. That's our existing clerical contract, which is the one that we're negotiating. We'd have 4 people express an interest in serving on that. We can only have 3, otherwise we're gonna be in violation of the Open Meetings Act, because we can't have a quorum. So trustee Riley, trustee Deland, clerk Rubel, and myself all have an interest in doing it. It really doesn't matter to me who serves, so however we wanna make that determination is good for me, so.
We only get to pick one of the people?
Oh, no, 3 of the 4.
Oh,
3 of the 4.
I was like, wait a minute.
Do you have an idea what day you're gonna do it, Rob?
We don't, did you guys, Wednesdays?
He said Wednesday.
Well,
Okay.
yeah, but I
He's
mean,
gonna get with me in the next week or so to give me some dates.
Okay,
So that's
Okay,
fine.
yeah, because the only day I would not be available to do it would be February 19th.
okay.
Is that a Wednesday?
It is a Wednesday.
Thoughts or recommendations from the board? On who we should do it?
I would recommend that we put Mr. Riley on there.
How is the union in the township? Is it fair? I mean, is it fair? Because you always
Yeah.
hear about so
Yeah.
much negative with unions.
I would say so.
No one's taking advantage of the township and the union, and
No.
it's good. We've all heard it.
I don't know if it's fair to do it while Becky's not here, like the three of
I
us.
said,
It
how
does-
is
it
the
doesn't
union
matter, I
run? Is
mean,
it like, is it
yeah.
good? Like, yeah, I mean, you always hear about so much bad with unions, I'm just curious.
We don't really have any complaints.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Just I don't.
Jordan is-
Yeah.
Well, we have to, I mean, ultimately, we would have this resolved by March 31st, because that's when it expires. My goal is always to have a new contract in place prior to that. It's a huge disadvantage to the union to not complete it prior to then, simply because Michigan law does not allow for retroactive pay increases any longer. So even if you were to approve a contract afterwards that had increases, it would not be retroactive. So it makes a lot of sense to have it resolved before the 31st of March.
So we have to wait for the union to tell us what dates they can do it, or do we tell them?
Yeah, I think we'll mutually agree upon them.
Yeah, he was gonna get his schedule together
Okay,
and, get hold of me with date, but I did tell him Wednesday for sure.
Okay.
So can I make a motion
You
to
can.
put 3 people?
sure.
I would make a motion that Tom Riley, Karen DeLand, and Rob sit in.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have support for that?
I'll support that.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, that's how we'll proceed. The next item is just more of an informative thing for you, because I know there were some questions that came up at the last meeting about this, so I printed off some things that hopefully will help give you some clarity on that, or maybe some confusion depending on what you read there, but it's in relation to the Michigan sick time policy. In this case, normally, our union contracts are written that if Michigan law ever supersedes anything in a contract that Michigan law would apply. Michigan law in this case actually specified that union contracts stay in force until they expire at their current, whatever you have related to sick and personal time. So it wouldn't necessarily affect us per se in the union. We do have non-union employees though, so we have fire department that it would affect. We have other non-union staff that it would also affect. The biggest thing that we have to look at is the starting date for the accrual of sick time. Our personnel policy has it starting at a year after. Michigan law is going to require that we start that immediately upon hire, not after a year. So that'll be one of the changes we'll have to make. We'll bring those changes back, but I just wanted you to have some information to review. I included portions of the act. There's a lot more to that act than just those portions that I provided you. You can go out, State of Michigan website has all the MCLs related to that, and you can review those. But hopefully at the next meeting, we'll have a policy change related to this.
Did you see the amendment to that already at the House Bill 4002?
No. Mm-mm. Has it been adopted already?
I don't know for sure if it said it would amend, so probably not approved yet. It was just a Township Insight email that we got, which will, like, we'd be exempt, I don't know how many employees we have, if
Well,
we
there
have
was,
to count
there
the
is,
fire department.
yeah, there is an exemption for 10 or less employees already.
And the amendment would
Obviously,
be
we don't.
50.
Yeah, we'd be pretty close to that. I'd have to,
And then, I don't know how we would do our paid-on-call firefighters they'd have to work at least 25 hours per week, or at least 25 weeks per year.
Yeah, so they, they're already paid hourly, so, when they make a call.
Right,
So
so
that part is not
Paid
a
on
concern.
call, like,
but
they probably wouldn't average 25 hours.
They probably wouldn't average
'Cause he did wanna do
25,
the
but they
shift
would
of-
average 25 weeks, possibly.
Yeah,
Depending on what they're doing. I mean, you have shift workers that would meet that, but
right. But that 50 or fewer would be, we might skim under
We'd
that
be-
a little bit.
pretty close to that.
Yeah, so they are already working on an amendment to it. So, maybe,
Maybe.
yeah.
Any other questions or comments on that? All right, moving on to, I also included personnel policy in there as well, just so you can see what the current personnel policy is. Next up, we have EDA membership. Dan Casey came to me, I want to say maybe 2-3 weeks ago, met with me, asked about us joining the EDA. We were with the EDA previously. I think our board's position was that we didn't want to have a membership in something without some clear objectives, or something in return that was measurable. We gave the EDA 4 things. Honestly, it was so long ago, I don't remember what the 4 things were, so I do apologize, but they didn't meet any of those. So we decided not to renew. Dan came to me last week. He said the board of the EDA has decided that if a community does not have a membership in the EDA will not spend money in that community. I have a little bit of a problem with that because the county pays a membership fee to the EDA, and people sitting here are taxpayers, and their county and their tax dollars are going to fund that portion of the EDA, and to say that you're not going to spend any money here, it's a little bit problematic for me. If-
I did see an article in the Times Herald that said that even the county's gonna, like Mr. Is it Felix?
Mhm, yeah.
He met with them and he's, gonna try to withhold even the county money to the EDA until they,
Yeah, so they had a meeting, a workshop, I want to say last week or the week.
I wanna
It was
say it
probably
was in the
last
paper
week.
like on the 7th or something, so maybe a couple weeks.
So I did, you see my email on page 186 that I sent to Mr. Felix for that workshop. I think they were going to read that publicly, but to me, without something measurable, it doesn't make sense. And then with, if the county's going to spend money on that, then I think some of that should come back to us as well, but.
I personally haven't had any dealing with them since I left the county area up there, but reading your letter that you wrote to them, I have to agree with you.
I do.
I heard the workshop didn't go well.
Huh?
Several people they didn't like Dan's tone with how it went. That's what I heard from a lot of people.
I mean,
They're supposed to be like a nonprofit, but they're gonna build a $5 million building on the water, it just, I don't know what they do with their money.
Well, I think I wasn't involved before when
Right.
you had that, but looking if you had specific items, 4 items, and it wasn't looked at, they were written down and nothing was ever done about it, what's the advantage of getting involved
Right.
with it? So I have to agree with you. I'm not in favor of joining it.
okay. Any other comments?
I didn't get a chance to read it today. There's one in there today in today's paper too,
Oh, was there? I didn't see that.
with
yet.
EDA, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, Dan's Dan. I can put personality and all that aside. To me, what matters is what we get in return. So I know with our MTA membership, we get a lot of stuff in return with our EDA membership.
We do.
So when I look and evaluate those things, what is it that we're getting in return? And if I can't determine it, or I can't quantify it, I can't do anything with it, it's really difficult for me to support them.
Do you need a motion on that?
I think we do, yeah.
I would make a motion that we do not join that.
All right, we have a motion by trustee Riley. Do we have support for that?
I'll support it.
All right, support by trustee Deland. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There's not. Now, lighter topic, Little League. So our Little League contract is presented here. No changes to that. Basically what this does, it gives Little League priority use on the ball diamonds during their season, which they need to have to be successful. So the license commences on April 1st and ends on October 30th, and they will be there on April 1st, believe me. So they are a dedicated group, and they are ready to go April 1. So
We're already starting.
rain or snow, it does not matter. They're gonna be out there.
Caden already has practice next week.
See?
I would
That's
say
what I'm saying.
sometimes Diana wants to be in earlier,
Yeah.
you know. Well, I'll make the motion that we sign the Little League contract.
All right, motion by trustee Deland. Do we have support for that?
I'll support.
Support by trustee Bowen. Any further discussion? Roll call on that, please.
Julian,
Yes.
Bowen,
Yes.
Guzekowski.
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Hooker,
Yes.
Ryder.
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, any other audience participation tonight? All right, we'll move on to officers' reports. Road commission. I got one thing here. We have an annual meeting with the road commission. Basically, the road commission goes over kind of some of their plans and things for the year. They'll also give us our pricing on things like gravel and chloride. So the meeting date will be February 5th. We are the 5:15 to 6:30 time slot. So any of our board members are welcome to attend that. I'll be there. We'll meet with the board of the County Road Commission. We'll meet with Bill on a separate meeting, and then we'll meet with engineering in a separate meeting. So all three of those, sometimes the drain commissioner is there, and we'll meet with drain commissioner as well. They do provide cookies, so
Ooh.
keep that in mind. They usually are fairly decent
I
cookies,
do like
so.
cookies. Did you
um,
say February
I,
15th?
February 5th,
5th, okay.
yeah. Mhm.
The 5:15.
At
5:15.
5:15, okay.
Yep, at the road commission building.
And there's gonna be cookies.
So
At
if
the
you
road
wanted,
commission meeting out there?
what's that?
Did you say at the road commission?
Yep,
At 5:15
5:15,
on the 5th?
yes.
Got it.
So you're all welcome to attend that. Oh, we've had some issues with battery so, by the way, new sound system, new display.
Yes. very
Hopefully,
fancy.
we are recording, I think. That was the goal. We'll see how it worked out. The camera has the ability to, I mean, she can sit over there and play around, you know, and zoom and things, and she can have it focus in on that podium right there. Right now, we just do a general room shot here at the front, so it includes this and that. But we're gonna record it. We'll see how it goes. If it's working good and we've got it where we need it to be, we'll start posting those online. We do have a YouTube channel, which we've had for a while. We've posted some other things there, but not a lot. But we would post it to the YouTube channel. At some point, if we get that going well enough, right now it's not live to the YouTube channel, we have to upload to the YouTube channel, so, but once we get everything kind of situated and where we're all comfortable, because I don't think we were all totally comfortable today, so, we'll start doing some live stuff on.
Yeah,
on
so
YouTube,
somebody
so.
comes in with the presentation or something, where we usually do our little slideshow,
Mhm.
will they be able to do it on this now?
Yeah, so there's, so it's a little tricky, so I came in here, no one else was, you weren't here that day, so, I said, well, this can't be that hard, and I knew there was a little, and they call it a button, but you plug it into a USB-C port, so that's what I did. I plugged it into my phone, it didn't work. I plugged it into my iPad, it didn't work, and I'm like, well, this doesn't work, you know, so Then I started looking around, I'm going, there's a separate Wi-Fi here for that system, so.
Okay.
And then I saw that you could download an app, so I downloaded an app, but I still couldn't get onto the Wi-Fi because I didn't have the password. So we called Blue Water, and they got me the password, and sure enough, it was pretty easy to get on. So if you have a laptop, though, the laptop has software built into it that when you plug the button in, all you have to do is press the button on that, and it'll automatically display, which is what she's doing right now. So anyone that comes in that needs to present, they'll just plug that into their laptop and be able to present. If they don't have a laptop and they're using an iPad or something like that, they'll have to download the app, but they'll still be able to connect.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
pretty nice system so far. Hopefully, I haven't really tested sound, so hopefully you can hear out there. I have no idea if you can. Sometimes we're banging on these and all that other stuff. We don't have to do that.
Gee, you
These,
noticed that those were
when
new.
we turn the system on, these mics are muted. And then Michelle, anytime a meeting starts, she'll unmute the mics, and then the mics will come on. So we don't have to worry about that. It's nice that we don't have tape on here. I know that you're all gonna miss that.
Yeah, it's
But,
fun, because mine was taped, I was just wondering.
yeah, so, I mean, it's just, they're nice microphones. You don't have to play with them a whole lot, hopefully. Hopefully they're right where we need them to be, and they'll last a while, but,
They do have shock absorbers.
Okay.
So they will like move, but
yeah.
that's the
Okay.
purpose.
Nice.
All right, Treasurer Jackson.
Well, taxes are going fairly well. Everything's rounded into place after a few little hiccups in there. As you'll see, and when I make the tax account amount available, $2,874,567.31. Well, I just did what I'm gonna be distributing. Most of that'll be gone by next week, so that'll be gone to the various entities, the seniors, the township operating, administration fee to the township, everything that EMS and fire department get, and all that be distributed. Cash distributions at $1,568,999.46. Trust and agency, one we talked about that holds performance bonds and also is where the wages get paid out of some of them. $82,391.53. Utility account, water and sewer account, $1,068,684.39, making a total of cash operating funds, even though we can't use a lot of the tax dollars, amounts to $5,594,642.69. We have some CDs that aren't moving a lot. They don't get the figure to me very fast. Huntington's sitting at $279,075.87. Chase is at $250,257.08. Those are water CDs. Tri-County's at $265,179.67. That's also a water CD. And the general fund CD at AbbVie is $104,722.18. North Star, which is also a water CD, is at $260,988.39. CDs have a value of $1,160,223.19. And at this time, we have $6,754,865.88 in our coffers. But like I say, the tax account will go down at least $2.5 million within the next week. That's actually all I've got right now.
Trustee Lokers?
I had a resident reach out to me and asked me about the snow hill and next to the fire department. He said there's lots of broken concrete, asphalt, and a lot of concrete with wires hanging out. I was gonna take a drive over and take a look, but if we could have somebody from the DPW maybe check it out.
Yeah, you can take a look at that.
Over by the Pink Elephant Bar.
Oh, we heard you say that too.
Yeah. And then, I I viewed the blueprint for that subdivision going on Griswold and Wadums. It looks great. My only concern is, where's the entrance and exit gonna be? Because, I mean, you put it too close to the light, it's gonna make just a cluster,
Yeah,
you know?
so that entrance is gonna be down towards the east end of the property. The road commission also has requirements on that because of the intersection there, so.
There's gonna be one on each.
But yeah, it'd be towards the east end.
Looks like a great project.
Anything else? All right, trustee Deland?
I don't really have a report tonight, but I appreciate you bringing information. We didn't really ever hear much from the planning commission, too much, until we were reading the minutes in our agenda, so I appreciate you bringing that forward to us.
Trustee Bowen? Trustee Riley?
All set.
All right, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion that we adjourn at 7:11.
All right.
I'll support.
Motion by trustee Deland, supported by trustee Bowen. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned.
What would we make?
Who's doing the cell tower over there?
Did you ever get that
I also took
deal with the credit card?
Did, I got it.
Like that's, your mother.
Yeah, I got
Just
something.
gotta get permission to get it.
It's right, this is what I got.
Yeah, good to see you, man. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate you, dude. Yeah.
I don't really know
Yeah, I'll
if
see you.
that's what that
Cool, man.
was.
Take care.
But,
Wasn't really
you
the
know,
credit
I
card, I
think
don't think.
a firm
It's just
believer
disbursement.
No,
Yeah,
that's
because
not.
it was.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I
It
mean, I
would
looked
be
through.
on there, probably if it was paid, it would be on there, but it wouldn't be the breakdown.
Right,
Breakdown is
that
tax
credit
and
card
checks.
breakdown like I was asking for, I got
Yeah,
this.
it's on there by,
Yeah.
the breakdown's on there where the distribution is.
Crazy.
Yeah,
You think?
I was just looking to
get the
see like
same,
what are we
insurance
spending
benefits
under
that the state of
500 like
Michigan
on the credit
Hmm?
card? Like what things do we not have to, just so, just for my own.
Yeah, you'd have to pull the
Amazing.
credit card statement.
They have better
and it's
health
gonna tell you
insurance
the
than
account
the
number, but there's no way
Right.
to enter all,
Which is just
all
mind
that much
boggling.
detail
I mean,
into.
Right.
ridiculous. Wait,
Was that from this week?
No, I
No,
looked.
it's coming in,
it was in the
grab a copy.
I must have missed it.
Yeah, I'll see if I can make
It's
it
a
up.
big packet.
page
And I just wondered.
42.
Well, yeah, it's
How much
under,
goes,
Oh,
that we
yeah.
don't, just,
understandable, that's
how
what
much
you,
does,
that's what you're here
Oh,
for.
Jesus,
Right.
yeah.
I read through it all, but I
Learning.
missed one.
Yeah, it'd be easy to, but I just skipped.
That's why, because we used to have like workshops on the budget, being that you guys.
that would be helpful.
I remember when I first got elected, I came in and talked to Ingrid, like, how the heck do you read these budgets? Like, I didn't understand.
I know, that's why I asked for it, you weren't
But
here
I
last
hate,
time,
I
but
hate the way these budgets are
I know.
done.